Hi, it is a very damp Sunday morning, day before Labor Day. We've gotten rain. I looked at it last night. We were supposed, like, on average, we get about 22 inches of rain. I actually looked it up this time instead of just guessing. 22 inches of rain is what we get average during summer, and we've had 53 so far this summer. So it's been awesome, especially for hiking, biking, whatever. So today, I brought my poncho because, you know, it's cloudy. So today we are in Cold Spring Township, just outside of like the Lebanon-Lickdale area near Swatara State Park. I am going to be hiking up to Rausch Gap. Rausch Gap was an old mining town in the 1820s, 1830s. This guy named Dr. Kugel built it for a gold mine down there. And eventually the Susquehanna and Schuylkill Railroad built their railroad tracks, which is what we're going to be walking along back there, the rail trail in the 50s. The mine didn't last very long. It wasn't very good, but it's pretty cool. It has some house foundations and stuff like that because they had a little shanty town down there. So I had a little cemetery and stuff too, so we'll check it out. Favorite signs every time I come here, it's for information, potential munitions. Because on the other side of the mountain here is Indiantown Gap, and they do live fire. So if you see ricochets, don't touch them. I always thought it's funny though. So off we go. This trail is usually kind of dark and buggy. So make sure you have your bug spray with you. Today's probably got to be extra dark, just how cloudy it is. You can see the tunnel there. What's really cool on a very cool day, or very clear day, you can see for miles straight ahead. It looks like a pinpoint off in the distance. You know, so because this was a very straight railroad. Ran from Auburn all the way up to Dauphin County, the Harrisburg area. So it's pretty neat. It's a nice quiet place. Trying to see if I can see them on camera. Biting flies are a little bad today. Luckily I have good bug. There they go. Luckily I have good bug spray. Probably 6 or 7 of them just circling the hat. First little critter we see today, one you see a lot out here. It's a red eft. So these are the early stages of eastern salamanders. They live out of water their whole juvenile stage, and then they turn like a darker brown and green when they're a little bit older. And they go in the water and they stay in the water for the rest of their life. So. Hello, little dude. How you doing? Not too many people hiking today, biking today. Parking lot was empty, so we'll leave them be. Usually I like to move them off the trail just so they don't get squished. But we'll leave them be today. Along the trail, you see a lot of these. These are actually part of the old railroad. If you go to Port Clinton, downtown Port Clinton, they have a pretty good setup that gives you an idea what these are. These actually held rails, like spare rails, along the side of the railroad just in case there was an issue. So that's why they kind of look like pluses, because the rails kind of sat on top of them. And then down there's the beaver pond, so let's go check that out. So this is the beaver pond. And you can see the lodge out there. They get a giant pile of sticks for their lodge, and that's what they live in. And then you have the dam. They've dammed up that whole side. Years ago this used to just be a stream. And you can see a couple of the logs they ate. There's one there. one there. There is a downside to being the first person on the trail during the day, and it's right here. As you can see, it's completely crossing the trail. This is one of the many springs that are along the trail here. Up the trail further was a resort town called Cold Springs that they had. Used to be able to come here and soak yourself in the mineral springs that were supposed to be rejuvenating. So that too closed down when the railroad went in like the 1860s or 50s. So we walk back here. And this place reminds me a lot of the Sand Spring Trail in Charlottesville. But you can see kind of where it comes out of the rock there. It's a lot of porous rocks, like sandstone. And then down there you can see where the spring is bubbling up. So like I said, it totally reminds me of the Sand Spring Trail in Charlottesville. Has the same kind of thing with the water bubbling up through the sand. So it's pretty neat. So we're at Rausch Creek. It started off as Rausch Run, then became Rausch Gap when the coal mine came in. One of the things I want to show you was these diversion wells. So there used to be a stone arch railroad bridge here. So in 1986, Trout Unlimited, because of the mine was dumping all kinds of toxic chemicals into the, even after it was closed, into the creek, and just completely killed the creek and everything south of the creek. So 1986, Trout Unlimited with the Pennsylvania Cooperative Fish and Wildlife Unit, the Pennsylvania State University, Penn State University, created these diversion wells. So what they did is you have where all the untreated water from the mine goes through an intake in a little dam, comes through, goes into a limestone well, which cleans it out, and then pumps it downstream. So we'll go down here and take a look at the limestone well, your diversion well. It's full of limestone. And it gets dumped back into the creek. That used to be the stone bridge, which started falling down years ago. I'll post pictures here of it and what it used to look like. It started falling down years ago. So the Army Corps of Engineers put that metal bridge up, and then just a year or so ago the whole thing completely collapsed. So that's a shame. That was a cool little structure, but we'll show you pictures of that. Go back up top here. So a little further up, this is the dam. So all that water up there is coming from the mine. It's a lot of mine water and dead water, and then it comes down into this dam, and then you can kind of see the pipe there. The pipe follows the creek all the way down to that diversion well, and it goes through that limestone and cleans the water back out. So it's a pretty cool setup, pretty cool way of keeping the water clean for fish and wildlife downstream. Here's the sign to the entrance to the Rausch Gap. So from 1828 to 1910, Rausch Gap was here. It was a coal town, but dealing with the mines. It had like 1,000+ people living here. Little map on the other side shows you where the coal yard is. So the diversion well and stuff is right here, and there's the cemetery down there. So you can see where there used to be a lot of buildings and stuff up that way. This is where the main base of operations were for the coal mine. Eventually that moved into Auburn. So this railroad track went all the way to Auburn. So we'll walk down the hill here. Here's the bridge. It's a shame. That thing was cool looking, but couldn't handle the water. There's a lot of water. We'll go down the hill here to Rausch Gap. I think there's some sort of structure there. It's almost like a well or something. But at Celestia, like, you know, it was there a whole town, and there was no remnants of anything. You can tell whatever that is definitely man-made. Some sort of hole or well. We'll go around and see some other things. I can't believe how much all this litter got washed out. I mean, it looks almost like it's like a campground or something. So all the flooding back here kind of just took all this leaf litter. Left, this is all sand. Took all the leaf litter out. So, I mean, it's kind of cool because it definitely opened it up a little further. I just walked into a spider web. Like here's another. This one almost looks like a basement or something of some sort. You can tell how it's like perfectly square. And if you go on the other side, it looks like there's some stairs or something. They knock down another spider web. So you could definitely tell there was some sort of structure or something there. And this looks like either here or here. Looks like stairs down. A perfectly square area, a rectangle area there. Well, that used to be something too. And over here we got a filled in well. And then you can see there's another square area. You can see how the rocks used to be a base of some sort of structure. There's some cool looking mushrooms here. So we got this black one right here. And then these white things. They look like little scrub brushes. They're really neat looking. But yeah, like I said, this is what I was expecting when we went to Celestia. I was expecting to see stuff like this, where you can see where the foundation was, the rocks in a square. Went all the way down there. Wish they had some sort of pictures of what this thing used to look like, even what the buildings used to look like, so you would have a better idea. But I've kind of hunted around, couldn't really find anything. So it's definitely interesting though. So this is right here. This is the Appalachian Trail. Comes right through the village. Goes up to, we're not too far away from the one shelter, which the name escapes me. Rausch Gap. I think it's the Rausch Gap shelter, actually. Probably. Just because I can't think of it, it's probably that's what it is. So down here, we'll show you something else. So back in the corner of Rausch Gap, there's a cemetery. Only a couple headstones here. So like, memory of John Proud, born in Durham, England, and died May 18th, 1851, age 32 years, 16 days. And then Andrew Allen from England, June 3rd, 1957. And then this little one here that just says Catherine Blackwood, died 1854, daughter of John and Elizabeth Blackwood, aged 11 maybe? 11 years maybe? So that was a little one. So it's kind of weird. I mean, we're 4 miles in the middle of the woods. It's kind of weird to see a cemetery, but a lot of the people that were buried here were a lot of the workers here who were a lot of English and Irish immigrants. So if you get a chance to get out here, check it out. It's a really cool piece of history. So we'll head back up. I walked up closer to one of those foundations. You can see the, almost looked like it was two right next to each other. About the same size. And there's that dividing wall in the middle. It's pretty neat that they're still sitting there, still standing there. So here you can see where the road kind of washed away. You can see where the ties used to be. So it's like, you can see how it's like every couple seconds, or every couple inches there's another little break. So you can really see where the old railroad used to be, where they covered it up. Holy cow, what's that big thing up there? The big bright thing with the blue. Don't think I've seen that in a while. Is that blue sky? Didn't know sky could be blue. So as we're heading out here, Rausch Gap, this Stoney Creek Rail Trail there, Stoney Valley Rail Trail that I'm on right now. It's a pretty cool place. It's pretty long, so if you're a biker, it's a good place. Good place to bring the kids because it's flat. Bugs are horrible. They're horrible on a dry day. Today was a wet day. Came armed with some bug spray and did okay, but for some reason mosquitoes really like my elbows. They're eating my elbows. I don't know why. So definitely bring a lot of bug spray. Check it out though. Rausch Gap is one of the coolest little abandoned towns that I've seen. You can actually see a lot, unlike some other places. It's really easy to get to. It's right outside of the Swatara National Park, State Park. So yeah, if you like this video, it's fall, so there'll be more hiking videos. If you like this video, check out the other ones I do. And like, subscribe, share them with your friends. Really, I kind of just want to show people some of the cool little out of the way places to hike around here, because there is a ton. So yeah, check it out.